Hi everyone, my name is Mateus, and today we're going to talk about video games. Sony Interactive Entertainment has officially announced the 1st of January 2023's PlayStation Plus games. Confirming a recent leak, January's PlayStation Plus essential titles will be Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Fallout 76 and Axiom Verge 2. The three games will be available to claim from January 3rd until February 7th. Sonic the Hedgehog co-creator Yuji Naka and former Square Enix employee Taisuke Sasaki have been formally indicted following their arrest for alleged insider trading offenses. According to NHK, the Tokyo District Public Prosecutor's Office has determined that Naka had confidential information that Square had planned to develop a Final Fantasy spin-off, Final Fantasy VII The First Soldier with mobile developer A-Team Entertainment. Using this information, the Sonic the Hedgehog creator purchased 144.7 million yen, $834,000, of company stock, with the knowledge that stock value in the company would rapidly rise following the public announcement of the collaboration. Sasaki also allegedly purchased 105 million yen, $787,318, of stock. It is currently unclear when Naka or Sasaki will stand trial. It was alleged at the time of his first arrest that Naka was also implicated in a similar scheme surrounding the mobile game Dragon Quest Tact, developed by Aiming. It's alleged that before Dragon Quest Tact was announced, Naka, who was working on Balan Wonderworld for Square Enix at the time, purchased approximately 10,000 shares of Aiming stock for around 2.8 million yen, $20,000. At the time of the first arrest, Square Enix publicly committed to working with authorities on the matter. "We have been fully cooperating with requests from the Securities and Exchange Surveillance Commission," it said. As the investigation by the Tokyo District Public Prosecutor's Office is underway, we will continue to fully cooperate with the investigation. We deeply regret the great concern this has caused to all concerned. We have dealt with this incident strictly, including internal disciplinary actions taken against the suspected employees. In a recent interview with Denfaminako Gamer, the legendary video game developer Masahiro Sakurai apparently confirmed he is now semi-retired. He elaborated on this, mentioning how he worked on the Super Smash Bros. Series for around 9 years between the 3DS/Wii U and Switch release, along with the DLC updates. Sakurai feels he's got to draw the line somewhere, or else he'll simply run out of time to live his own life. Sakurai confirms that he is semi-retired. He is 52 after all. When Smash for 3DS/Wii U and Ultimate he spent 9 years in active development. Sakurai felt that if he is just continuously making games full-time, his life will be over before he realizes it. Of course, this isn't the first time we've heard Sakurai talk about his future now that Smash Ultimate is complete. Previously he's mentioned how a new entry in the Smash series would be a massive undertaking. The ever-popular entry in the long-running Tales franchise, Arise, was never actually supposed to be a Tales game at all according to a couple of prominent people at developer Bandai Namco. The game was originally going to simply be called Arise. The news comes from a recent interview by the publication Denfaminako Gamer with producer and director on Tales of Arise Yusuke Tomizawa and Hirokazu Kagawa, respectively. Tomizawa and Kagawa dove into the details of development, touching on a couple of interesting points including the origin story of the game. The intention was apparently to create a brand new intellectual property, at least early in development. According to Tomizawa and Kagawa, the game was going to be so different from anything else in the Tales franchise that both executives were unsure if they should even use the familiar moniker. They ultimately chose to release the game as the latest entry in the famous franchise, but Tales of Arise definitely still stands out from the pack on account of its rather peculiar approach to combat. The game also happens to be dramatically different in terms of its overall presentation. A job listing from Sega for the position of a game programmer has revealed that the publisher is working on a multiplayer Sonic game, with Unreal Engine 4 as its game engine. The preferred candidate for the job is required to have more than 3 years of practical experience in consumer game programming in C++ and have basic knowledge and practical experience in 3D game development. They are also required to have experience developing high-end titles for platforms, such as PS4/PS5, Xbox One/Xbox Series XS, Nintendo Switch, and PC. The listing mentions practical experience with Unreal Engine 4, action game development experience, network game development experience, P2P online battles, etc., and basic knowledge of 3D mathematics/physics under welcome skills. It may well end up being a game based on the Olympics, as the listing links to the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. Only time will tell what this game set in the Sonic series turns out to be. It's also worth noting that the Sonic team has previously worked on the Hedgehog engine, and this may be the first time the development team has opted for a different game engine. The Resident Evil 4 Remake producer has revealed that the game is in the final phase of development, and that he's preparing to share more information regarding the game. Japanese publication Famitsu asked a number of game creators involved in the production of popular games about their aspirations for the year 2023. In his response, Resident Evil 4 Remake producer Yoshiaki Hirabayashi stated that he is currently preparing to share more information on the game, and also said that it is in the final phase of development. Meanwhile, in his aspirations for the year 2023, Resident Evil Village producer Masahiro Kawada shared that he'll be running about for all sorts of preparations. He asked fans to look forward to what Capcom has in store for them, including new entries in the Resident Evil series. That's all the news for today, Wednesday, December 28, 2022. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe in this channel. The links to all the subjects discussed in this video are available in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.